So I hope the screen is visible to all, right?
Yes, sir, you can start.
Okay. So we'll start the session with the prayer. So I request everyone, please sit erect. Your spine, head, and neck should be in one line. Gently close your eyes. Sit in any meditative posture where you can keep your spine erect. Observe your breathing for a few breaths. Now join your palms in front of your chest. We'll do the prayer, Asatoma Sadgama, all together. Take a deep breath. Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityoma Amritam Gamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Remain with the eyes closed for a few seconds. Gently rub your palms. Place them on your eyes. And gently, slowly open your eyes. So, good evening, all. So, this is a session regarding the mental and psychological well-being through meditation. How can we? Because in today's era, we have many reasons to have stress. But what are the mechanisms so we can keep our mind healthy, and once our mind is healthy, our whole system, our whole physical and pranic system also remains healthy. So we'll be starting this session. My name is Nishant Dixit. So I'm doing PhD and in psychology. Before that, I have done courses from some of the best schools of yoga, like Bihar School of Yoga, Shivananda Ashram, SSI University. So let's start. So I would like to start with this quote of Swami Chinmayananji that I meditate so that my mind cannot complicate my life. This is the gist of meditation. So first, we need to understand what is psychological well-being. So there's a definition given by WHO that a state of well-being in which the individual realizes his or her own abilities, can cope with the normal stresses of life, can work productively and fruitfully, and is able to make a contribution to his or her community. So, see, there are two main components of being psychologically healthy. The first is how do you feel, and the second is how do you function. What you feel is about your internal system. How do you function is about the external world. So the feeling you can separate in three parts. Means if you are feeling happy, if you have the spirit of contentment, you feel the confidence, you feel the engagement, whatever you are doing, you feel that engagement, that love within yourself. So that can be called a good psychological state. At the realm of functioning, there are four main aspects. The first is how your relationships are with others. If you have positive relationships, And how do you feel that the purpose of life? If you are living in this world, if you are living a life, how do you make yourself worthy? How do you feel you are worthy enough for the others, for the society? So that is one very important feeling, that meaning in life. Your life must have some meaning. Your being must have some, meaning for others. And then how much you think that, what is your thinking about your own potential, what you can do. जिसको हिंदी में बोलते हैं संभावनाएं, कि how much you relate to the potential of your own being, what you can do, how far you can go, and how much control you have over your senses and over your mind. This is the biggest problem. We do not have control over the mind. Whatever mind wants to think, we have no control, we never stop it. And that is one fundamental aspect of uh, psychological disturbances. So see, life gives you many situations. Life will give you many emotions, painful emotions. Psychological well-being doesn't mean that you won't have any, difficult situations in your life. You will have. The ability to cope up, the ability to deal. What is the stress? Stress is not some outer situation which affects you. Stress is always your response towards a situation. If suppose there is an accident, you are going into the road and there is an accident, and there are 10 people present. So one will be afraid, one will get some fear, but there would be some people who will take the person and take to the hospital, and there would be some person who will see, okay, this accident happened, and they move towards their journey. They don't even stop. So it is the response. Stress is the response towards any situation, and your ability to cope up with the stress defines the psychological well-being. How much you know that, okay, this is the problem of today, tomorrow it won't be a problem, or how do you cope up? What is your psychological setup to deal with a problem, to deal with a problem of stress? How much it disturbs you? That is the uh, magnitude of what is your psychological well-being. If you are not able to do that, you or anyone, and see, I would like to quote Buddha here. Buddha gave a very good statement. He said, you never can stop the stress. Never. There would be a situation where it will give you some, disharmony. Always. People get stressed for many reasons. The thing is, you need to understand the mechanism, how you relate to the stress, and how you can stop it by being into the present. You remain in the present, because stress is always, most of the time, it is about the future outcomes, that what will happen if this happens, what will happen if that happens. So your mind is continuously into the future. If you can keep it into the present, because present is the energy, present is where do you live. Whatever you can do it in present. You can do nothing in the future. Present is real, future is a concept. Whatever energy you have, whatever potential you have, you have it in present. So if you make your present better, your future will automatically be better. So this is how you need to understand things, so that your mind remains calm. Keeping your mind calm is in your hand. If you don't do it, mind will do its own work. And that is where the psychological problems get created. So see why we need to work on psychological well-being. It is not just the mind. Everything in our, if you read physical anatomy, everything in our body is interconnected. It's related. Our emotions, our respiration, our digestion is all controlled by the, if you have read the nervous system and the limbic system. It is all the hormonal secretion that, you know, that gives us the emotions and which controls the digestion, the respiration, and other parts of other systems of the body. So if you are emotionally disturbed, it automatically it will affect your whole being, your whole. How do you know the 80% of the today's problem or the diseases which you call chronic diseases or the psychosomatic diseases are generated into the mind, like diabetes, cancer, hypertension, or whatever you name it. 80% diseases are which are not treatable or which you call psychosomatic. Psycho means what? Mind. Somatic means what? Body. Soma means body. So which come from mind to body. So the root is the mind. If you correct the things at that level only, at the mental level, so no, you there are reasons, there are genetic reasons also, but there are many evidence-based research papers who have proven that even one session of meditation can reverse these functions, these abnormalities of the or the genetic expression. So yes, the whole thing is we have different level of existence, which we will be talking in further slides. The mental disturbances will affect your breathing pattern and the digestive pattern, and automatically, ultimately, these patterns will manifest in the form of physical illness, because everything in your body is connected. There's nothing, your mind is not separate from the body. So this is I wanted to mention here. Now, why we are keeping this session, or what we are trying to do is, we are saying that meditation is a very wonderful tool, which is to deal with the psychological stress. You cannot avoid the stress situation of stresses, but what you can do is you can change your response towards it, right? You can change your. I'll give you one example. Suppose you see the children, right? They go and they buy stuff from here, and they buy toys. A small girl bought a doll. Now she keeps the doll with herself all the time, even when she's having food or she's going to sleep or whatever she does, she keeps the doll with her. Slowly she grows, and after 1 year, 2 year, or 3 years, 4 years, she understands that it is just a toy. She loses the interest, keep it aside, keeps the doll aside. So that is called the maturity. This is the type of maturity you get through the meditation. That okay, and we will be talking about the mechanism of it, how you get it. So this is the level of maturity you get, that okay, these are the thoughts, these are just the thoughts. What is the stress? What is psychological problems? They are in the form of thoughts. They're nothing else, but they are existing in the form of thoughts. If you get a better way to deal with your thoughts, you can make your present happy. You can make your present content. Your whole mind is playing these games, right? Your mind is playing these games. If you can play better than your mind, you can make your time better. That is what we are we try to do with the meditation. If you're going to give some time to meditation, if you're going to give half an hour or 1 hour to meditation, it should increase your productivity. It should increase your mental well-being. So how it does that, that we will be talking about. But I'll tell you a small brief introduction about the meditation also, because many people don't understand the way it is. If I ask you what is meditation, right? You might have some idea, but we will see how we can put it. So the word particular meditation comes from the meditatum, a Latin word that means to ponder, to think, which is generally translated, if you translate it in Hindi or Sanskrit, it is called dhyan. Meditation, dhyan. But let me tell you, these two are very separate things. Where meditation means to ponder or to think in yogic terms or in Indian philosophies, it means avoid all the pondering. You go beyond the pondering, right? Pondering is a stage before which can be called dharana. Actually, it is beyond that. So we will see how it goes. The earliest record comes from Hindu tradition in India, from Vedantism around 1500 BC, and then it developed in different traditions like Buddhism and Taoism. Now, here are some benefits of meditation which are now clinically proven, which are evidence-based. Because what we will see is scientific approach and the traditional approach of it. It is not just the traditional. Earlier, it was like 40, 50 years back, it was considered as a religious practice, because meditation was considered as a religious practice. But people started researching upon it, and today there are many research or others, science, web of science and etc. You will find many papers published, not just in India, mostly are from US and the Europe. So they have done all the research. And today we'll be talking about the three main aspects, three main areas where meditation helps. So the first is mental health, like asthma, anxiety, hypertension. Many research papers are available to see the fundamental is the hormonal secretion. When you practice meditation, it has been seen that it reduces the secretion of cortisol, which is called the stress hormone. So, and it relaxes the muscle tone within your body through meditation. Research papers are available. So, automatically your stress will come down. So it keeps you healthy mentally. Now if you remain healthy mentally, then it will also reflect in your physical body. How? Like I put the point that gaining a new perspective of, you will get to know how to deal with this stress. What is the stress and how to deal with this stress? You will get the ability to cope up with it, right? You develop the concentration. The most important point is you develop the concentration, which boosts your willpower. And then the medical benefit automatically once your breath gets rhythmic, your heartbeat gets relaxed. So your heart relaxes. It improves your blood circulation. Your heart rate gets lower down, right? This is how it develops the immunity also. It has the effects on they get more oxygen, and the immunity is also boosted. Even there are papers on meditation which will tell you that through meditation you can reduce your aging also, because there is a molecule which it is called telomere activity. Telomere is a form of chromosome which, you know, it decreases with the aging. But actually there is a hormone which gets secreted. It is called telomerase, and once this reduces, the aging happens. But it is being witnessed that with the meditation, the secretion of telomerase increases, and it stops, not just stops, but it reduces the magnitude of aging. People who do meditation will, you can see them, they are more active, they have more energy, and they don't look that much old. This is nothing which I'm saying without evidence based. This all is being taken from the research papers which have proven things. Now we will talk about the mechanism of it, how these things happen. So in Vedic tradition or in the yogic tradition, there are three main, human existence is described in many ways in in the form of Panch Kosha or here, but it can be divided into three main forms, which is causal body, subtle body, and the physical body. The causal body, the physical body, you all know, this is our physical body, the appearance we have. Now, there is a subtler aspect to it, which you can divide, which you can say your mental body or the Sukshma Sharira. Sukshma Sharira is something which covers the causal body or the Atman, what you say, the Karan Sharira. Karan means the reason because of which from which this whole existence has come forward. So, beyond the Karan Sharira, your Sukshma Sharira is there, which has four main components. The component of Man, Buddhi, Chit, and Ahankar. These are the components which deal with the outer world and the inner world, which is the bridge between the causal body and the outer world. What is Manas? Manas, this is one energy. This whole is one energy. Sukshma Sharira is one energy, but it has four functions actually. The first function is Manas. What is the meaning of Manas? It is when you feel the duality of or the pairs of opposite, that whenever you have to do something, whenever you think, whenever you are going to take some decision, the immediate next thought would be negating the first thought. Like suppose you have to take admission into a college. You made a list of some colleges. So you put, okay, this college, I should take the admission in this college. Then there would be some thought will come which will negate your first thought, right? Or you are going to donate some money, so your mind will say no, donate less, or I'll donate tomorrow, or something. Means it will try to give you some reason by negating first thought. So there, created the opposite. This is the state of your mind. Now, when you get a clear, okay, you ponder, you gave it a thought, you pondered over it, and now you reached to a conclusive state, nischayatmika state. You made up your decision. Okay, this is right. This is right college for me. You thought the good part, the bad part, and now you have come to a conclusion. So that state is called buddhi. Beyond that state is the ahankara. Ahankara is the sense of I-ness. I-ness means being. You exist. It is not the ego, which is called ego or the ahankara. It is not the negative word. Ahankara actually means you, whatever you do, you have this sense of I-ness all the time with you. You are one with it. Even it's not proud, like sometimes you say, oh, I'm a fool. Oh, what a mad person I am. But you are insisting yourself, you exist, I exist. Right. So this sense of I-ness is always there. This is called ahankara. And then the chitta. Chitta is the collection of memories. Whatever you have lived in the past, that collection is called the chitta. So all together, these four altogether form the Sukshma Sharira. And this is what you can call your mental system or the psychological system. Now, this part is a barrier, is a bridge between your physical body and your real self, which you can call Atman or whatever you want to call it. In yogic tradition, it is called the drashta, the one who sees. Right, we'll be talking in further slides. So this is how a human existence is being described in the yogic tradition. Now, why you have to meditate? What is the reason? The reason why you want to meditate is Patanjali is described it in two sutras. So the first sutra is Tada Drashtu Swarupe Avasthanam. If you remain free from these thoughts, these man, buddhi, chitta, and ahankar, these man, buddhi, chitta, and ahankar is just four functions of your psychological mind. How? I'll tell you. Like you, what is your name? Your name is Ankita. Ankita is your name, right? Now, for your parents, you are a daughter. Then you go to your job. So you are boss to somebody, right? So she will call you, or she or he will call you boss. Then you are junior to somebody also in your office. So she will call you whatever, Then you come back to home, your parents will call you daughter. And if you have children, then you are mother to somebody. If you have husband, you are wife to somebody. So you are the same, but you have different functions. You have different names at different level. You will not behave how you behave with your child. You will not behave in your office like that. So the same way, the psychological energy is the same. At different time, when it was experiencing the duality of mind, it was called manas. When it got firm, it is called chanchalatmika mana. Your man is chanchala. When it gets a concrete state that okay, no, I firm state that okay, I shall do this. So it's called buddhi or the nischayatmika buddhi. Then ahankara, the sense of I-ness and the collection of your memories. These are the four functions of your mind. Now, what Patanjali says that if you don't meditate, means if you don't experience yoga, then what will happen? If you do that, so you can experience your own real self. If you don't do that, what will happen? Then he describes it very beautifully. He says, Vritti Sarupya Mitrat. You will behave like the thoughts you have in your mind. What does it mean? It means, suppose you are angry for something, for some reason. So you will start behaving like an angry person. I'll give you some examples. I have worked in the jails also. I taught yoga in jail to the prisoners also. So when you talk to the people, they're very same people as we are. But at the heat of the moment, they did something wrong. Like there is a very good poetry on it that लम्हों ने खता की और सदियों ने सजा पाई. Meaning is, at the heat of the moment, he did something wrong. Somebody killed to his cousin. Somebody did something, at the heat of the moment, they did it. Even you must have realized that sometime when you were angry, you did something which you will never do in your normal state, right? You will say something to somebody. So what is happening, or sometime if you become greedy, so you will do something. People steal something. The thieves in the prison, they say that we got. They did not need money that time, but they got the opportunity and they did it. So they got the greediness. So the thing is, if a thought of greediness comes, if a thought of anger comes, you will act like it. If you do not realize that you are separate from your mind, you are not the mind. You are separate from the mind. Why I'm saying this? Because mind is an entity which changes every single second, but your being is not changing. Neither you are your mind, neither you are your body. How can I say you are not your body? The reason is, I'll give you one understanding. You were a child, right? From childhood, and today you are whatever your age is, 25, 26, 30, whatever your age is, your physical appearance has been changed completely, right? Even your mental thinking has been changed. But there is a link. How do you relate to your childhood? How can you say that I was that child? There's a link which is very continuous since your birth up to this day. There's a link, there's a continuity within you, right? Which is beyond your thought were changing continuously, your body was changing continuously. Even science says in every 7 years, each single cell of your body, which are trillions of cells you have, each single cell gets changed. So that which did not change in this whole journey, that which did not change since your birth up to this day, can be called you. That you are. That which has witnessed everything. You know that something happened with you in your childhood. You know something happened with you when you were in high school. You have witnessed everything. You have witnessed all the thoughts. You know that in childhood you liked something. You know that today you don't like it. Today that problem in the childhood, you know your father didn't get you the ice cream, and that was the biggest cause of depression at that time. That problem does not exist today, right? So something was there, but you know that that was a problem at that time. not today. Somebody in you has witnessed everything, everything, even your sleep. When you get up into the morning, you say, "Oh, I had a good sleep," or "I had a bad sleep." So something was there which witnessed everything. That is you. Now, this you, which is the witness, when it gets the ability to see the thought patterns, okay, the thought is coming, the thought of stress is coming, okay, the thought of anger is coming. So you have the option when you are with this drashta or this observer who is the witness, who witnesses the thing. So you can observe and you can choose how will you act. If you're not with this, if you are one with the mind, if this drashta is one with the mind, you will act as your thought is. Like if you have the thought of anger, you will act like an angry man. If you have a thought of greed, you will act like a greedy man. I'll give you a small story so you will understand what I'm saying. So one day, a businessman came to the Buddha and he said his only boy took the sannyasa in Sangha. Sangha means you can say the Buddha's ashram. So he was abusing Buddha. Okay, come Buddha. He started abusing Buddha. He gave each, possible gali to Buddha. He said, I have just one child who will take care of my business and this and that, everything, who will take care of us. You took our only son or child. And Buddha was listening. After he was finished, Buddha said, okay, you do one thing. We will be taking care of your child. We will be giving him food. You do one thing. Give me one, gold coin. That time, gold coin was prevalent. So after abusing, he said yes. He will be giving food and place. Okay, I should give him some gold. So he put some gold coin. He took out some gold coins and he was about to give it to Buddha. But Buddha said, okay, I've changed my mind. Now I don't want it. So he kept it back into his pocket. So Buddha said, okay, tell me, you were giving me gold coins. I did not take it. Where did it go? It go, he said, they remains with me. He said, the same way, whatever you said to me, whatever wrong words you were saying to me, I did not take any. So it remains with you. At what level he can say it? Because he knew that these will create some stress in his mind. And then he can respond accordingly as a angry person. But he kept he was watching his thoughts, and he was watching means whatever he said, he did not take it. He was able to control his mind because he was at the level of drashta, at the witness. He did not let anything enter into his mind. When you can do that, when you have ability to understand, to observe things, I'll tell you, I'll give you another example. Suppose if there is a class of children and there is no teacher, small kids, there is no teacher, what will happen into the class? Everybody will be doing their own things. There will be chaos, shouting, even fighting, right? So this is what happens in your mind. But when you put a teacher into the class, even if she is not saying anything, she or he is not saying anything, what will happen? They will be little, calm. They won't. There will be difference in the chaos. There might be some, but mostly they will remain calm, quiet. So this is what happens. When you put an observer before your thoughts, so your mind, the chaos in your mind reduces. You can observe, you can choose where I have to react. And this is what you develop through the meditation. That's what Patanjali is saying. If you don't understand your witness, your own self, the problem which will happen with you is that you live like a mind, and mind is keep changing. So you will be keep changing your actions, and you won't reach anywhere. So this is why we need to, and when we are into this stage, we have the ability to control our thoughts. We have the ability to choose what to entertain and what not to entertain in life. And then you can make your life easy, you can make your life productive, you can make your life worthy enough. So, as I was telling you, and somebody is doing something on the screen. Okay. So I was telling you that the meditation in English, which means to ponder, to think, in yogic tradition, uh, one second, I need to put the charger. One moment. Okay. So, where was I? So if you see, if you want to put it in a very systematic manner, meditation is not something you can start directly. Okay, I will start meditation from tomorrow. It is not. It's a system. So first you need to make something. You need to correct your feelings, right? So for that, Patanjali has given a systematic path. Yam, niyam, asana, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, and then you reach to samadhi. I'll give you the gist of it because we have time constraint. The whole idea is, if you want to keep your mind healthy, good, you want to live peacefully, the first thing is, in two words, if I have to say, you need to make your functions like be good and do good. Do good things, be good. Because if you do wrong things, your mind will keep thinking upon it, right? And it won't calm down. Your nervous system will work accordingly. So if you do good things, if you remain good to others, you live a life of dharma. What is the dharma? In Purva Mimamsa, which is a school of philosophy in Indian tradition, it puts it beautifully. You don't deprive somebody what they deserve. It's called dharma. If somebody deserves something and it's in your hand, so don't deprive them of it. Right? Don't try to have something else, property or anything. That way you can remain in dharma. When you remain in dharma, it's very easy to achieve a calmer state of mind, which is more important than having wealth. Okay, so like in this slide, you can see there are 8 limbs, but these 8 limbs you can divide into 2 main parts, which are yam. Yam and niyam are few rules for behavior, how you behave, which I'm not going to describe because it's going to take too much time. Then asana are the physical postures, pranayama are the pranic breathing, it's related to breath, and pratyahar is withdrawing your senses from the outer world. So these five are the Bahiranga sadhana, means this is how you have to deal with, deal with the world and with the self. From here onwards, the Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyan, and Samadhi, they are called the Antarangi. So the meditation which is starts from Pratyahara. Pratyahara means you withdraw your senses from outside world. First, you need to cut, and this will automatically, I was reading some really good research papers which shows that if you practice some of the asanas, some of the pranayam, so how your muscles are relaxed, your nervous system is relaxed, and automatically you cut your senses for some time. So what are the senses? You hear, you hear something, you taste something, you see something, you smell something. So these are your senses. These will these things keep you with the outer world. Now these are the ahara, food for your mind actually. These indriyas give food to your mind. You reverse it. That is called pratyahara. The opposite of, you stop the food, this food, not for just for the time of meditation. You cut this food. That is called pratyahara. So it starts from here. First, you cut the food from outer world. The sensation from outer world. Then you move towards the dharana. What is dharana? Dharana is the concentration. This is what I'm telling you. This is what meditation is. Because if you ask many people, I want to meditate, I want to meditate. But what will you do in meditation? How to meditate? Nobody knows. So this is, I'm telling you, how you do meditate. What are the fundamentals of meditation? So the second is dharana. Dharana means you, Patanjali says, Deshbandh Chittasya Dharana. You decide an object. Now, object can be any. Whatever you like, whatever you have faith in, right? It can be Shiva, Buddha, Krishna, Christ, Guru Nanak Ji. Doesn't matter. It's not about the object of meditation. Object you can take any. And then you try to keep your focus, you keep your whole psychological energy flow towards the object of meditation. So there are three things into the meditation, I'll tell you. The first thing is the meditator, the one person who meditates. Then second is the object of meditation, upon which you meditate. The object upon which you meditate. And the third is the process of meditation, that you are also aware that I'm meditating upon it. These are the three main components: dhyata, dheya, and dhyan. Now, when you start concentrating upon any object, see, again I'm telling you, object is not important. Your flow of your psychological energy, flow of your mental energy towards the object is important. What you are doing is you are cutting your consciousness from other things and focusing it into one direction. This process is important. Like I'll tell you, there are a number of water brands in water bottle are there into the market. There are Aquafina, Bisleri, many. The brand, the bottle is not important. The shape of the bottle, the name of the brand upon it is not important. What is important? The water within it. The same way, the Shiva, Krishna, whatever it is, whoever, whatever you want to, meditate upon or concentrate upon, where your faith, you have faith. Since childhood, people develop some faith into somebody. Like from my childhood, I had a Hanuman Mandir. near to my home. So I developed a feeling of God towards the Hanumanji. So it's very easy for me to meditate upon Hanumanji. So I do that. You can take any object. You can take Om. Even in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said, Arjuna did ask that, okay, should I meditate upon, para or apara, means upon an object, or I should go beyond the object, the Brahman. So Krishna said, no, first start from the object and then you will transcend it. So the thing is, when you concentrate upon an object of meditation, you will achieve a state, you will achieve the power that now, okay, you can concentrate on an object. You can cut all the other things and you can accumulate your consciousness, you can accumulate your mental energy into the one. That is the mechanism you have to achieve. That is what will make you psychologically very, very strong, that, okay, when you think of a problem, you can think all the dimensions of it and you can penetrate it. That is what you want to get. Now, from here onwards, there's a stage comes where you become one with the only the meditator and the object of meditation remains. You, in the state of dharana, you were putting so much of effort doing that. Like the thought will come, you will, get into the thought, and then after some time you realize, no, I'm concentrating. So again, you will put your concentration upon the object of meditation. But the thoughts will keep disturbing you and you will try, coming back, and you will keep increasing your willpower. Then by practicing it, you will achieve a state where it will be very easy and for you to keep your concentration upon any object. So this stage is called the stage of meditation, dhyana, where without any effort, your effort would be very less. You will sit down and you can concentrate. Your effort will cease. The process of meditation will cease. Only the meditator and the object of meditation remains. Now, beyond that, there is a state comes when the meditator and the object of meditation becomes one. That state is called samadhi. That we are not talking about. So how you meditate? So there are certain components which will help you and which are the necessary in the process of meditation. So the first is preparation. For preparation, you should be, the first and very important thing is, you should be able to sit in any meditative postures. What is a meditative posture? Any posture, there are four main postures, but the basic idea is any posture where you keep your spine erect. That is a meditative posture. You can keep your spine, head and neck in one line, the body is relaxed, and you can maintain it for some time. That is the state you have to achieve. Now, why it is said? Because when you don't sit straight, and suppose you are sitting like this, so your organs, your body parts will contract, and when they contract, so your limbic system will increase the your nervous system will increase the muscle tone. And as you move your body, once you move your body, your mind will move also. So if you can keep your body in a static posture for some time, then only you can achieve the continuous state of concentration, in meditation. So that preparation you have to do. But it doesn't happen in one day. You have to practice it. Patanjali says, Satu Dirgha Kal Nirantara Sakar Sevito Dhrana. You have to practice it for the longer period, Dirgha Kal Nirantara, daily, continuously, and with reverence towards the practice. Then you do the prayer. You should invite, or you should start your meditation by invoking the ultimate energy, the energy which is running, which is the fundamental to this universe. You relate to that energy. Then you start turning your senses inward. Your senses have a, by default they try to go outside. When your eyes are open, your sense will go outside. You hear something and it will come. You smell something. So they will bring the outer sensations. So you try to cut those outer sensations. Turn the senses inward. Try to observe what is going on inward. How can you do it? By concentrating upon the breath. Because breath is a bridge between the physical body and the mental body. If you change the rhythm of your breath, you cannot, suppose you are getting many thoughts. If you do pranayama, if you hold your breath, your thought will go automatically. Because once you hold your breath, your parasympathetic system gets activated. Body says there is something in your existence depends upon your breath. So if you hold your breath, the mind knows you are holding the breath, but your body sees, your body says no, something is wrong. So automatically the unnecessary thought will go. And when you release the breath or you change the rhythm of the breath, then it will, for some time, it will experience a state of calmness. And from there you can start. If you are getting many thoughts, you just forcefully exhale and 2-3 times. And you will experience those thoughts will go. Then you can add a sankalpa. Sankalpa is any resolve which you want to fulfill. Then there are other components like imagination, body scan. You move your rotation of consciousness from one part to other. Then keeping your mind into the present, that is called mindfulness. You observe the silence within you, and then ending process, you keep your awareness, back to the body, and then you can stop it with the prayers. So I would like to end the session here, and you can ask any question if you want to ask. Thank you for your time. If anybody has any question, they can ask. And Abhishek ji, if you are there, you can stop the live thing.